Swing. Camera yako.
Okay, we are getting started. I request all of you to be calm and start. Okay, so welcome to this online lesson. Teacher Kakur Bernard, who is going to lead you through a geography lesson. Last week, we had a geography lesson. Who can remind us what we looked at? What did we look at in geography? Can raise up your hand and give your submission. Yes, raise up your hand and give us your submission, what we looked at last week. Please make sure you mute yourselves, otherwise I will mute all of you. What did we look at last time? Yes? Sad, you have something to say? Okay.
I was not here on your last lesson. I was not around in the last lesson.
Okay. Let's get it started. So today we are looking at geography basically. And in the last lesson, this is what we looked at basically in the previous lesson. You learned about the meaning of geography. So you found out that the area around your home, your school, it has natural things and those that are made by people. Is Miracle here? Miracle, are you here yet? Kugonza Esther, you were here last time and we learned about these natural things and those that are made by people, right? Okay, so now the natural things make up our physical environment, and all those things made by people make up the human environment. Can you try making sense out of this statement, Daniel? Okay. Now, in your books, all of us, let's note down this activity right away. After noting down this activity, I'm going to show you the picture we are referring to. So note down the activity. When done, you tell me I'm done. If you have a computer, do like that man on top right, you note the questions down. And then at the end of it all, you will have to give your answers. So are we noting down? So basically today we are looking at finding out how the environment affects us. So note down these 4 questions and then later we shall have to share our findings. Are we done with noting down? Timothy, are you done? Suvi, are you done?
No.
Laura, how far?
Not yet.
Stewart, how far? Tell me when done, we close this and we go to the picture that we are referring to, and then you start answering after seeing those pictures. Teacher Solomon, you are welcome to our class. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. I was just testing out something to see.
Okay, next slide. These are the pictures we are referring to. We are going to study the two pictures, that is picture A and picture B. So as we study the two pictures, the pictures I'm referring to is this and this one, picture A and picture B. So after understanding the two pictures, that's when we will be able to answer question 1, question 2, and question 3. Are we together?
Yes.
So I want, yes, if you're done with the questions, we can go and leave the pictures displayed. How's that? Tell me when done, I go to the next slide.
Yeah, I think we can move.
Members, can we move?
Yes.
Yes. No.
We still copying? At least if you can copy up to question 3, because number 4 is what we are supposed to do at the end of it all. We shall all present what we shall have written down to the rest of the members. Let me call one by one. Hope, are you done?
No.
Mark, are you done? Stewart, are you done? Blanca, how far? Come 3. Claire,
Yes.
Kule, Esther.
Teacher, it's pronounced Kyle.
No, there is another person called Kule. Check on the list. Kyle is Kyle, then we have Kule on the list.
I'm almost done.
Okay, Suvi, Joram,
Done.
Laura has a tick, meaning it's done. Okay, let's go to the next slide and then you start writing answers on question 1, on question 2, question 3. So answer, yes, so answer basing on those questions. Read question 1, study the pictures, put its answers for photo A, photo B. Question 2, answers for photo A, photo B. Question 3, answers for photo A, photo B. Then later, we shall present those answers. How many minutes should we use for this activity? Yes. It's now 15 minutes past midday. Can we start at 12:30 to discuss? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let's be serious with our work, and then later at 12:30, we can start. You are okay to interact and have answers and ask a colleague, right? On the chat, you can utilize the chat section. You discuss as well, no problem. The floor is yours. For me, let me pretend to be off. I'm not listening to you. You start discussing. So my microphone is muted. The floor is yours. Put answers down, and then later we shall have to discuss at 2:30.
Uh,
Hopefully we are going on well. Any challenges so far? Gonza, are you progressing? Laura, are you progressing? Okay. Like that method you use. Jerome, any progress that side?
Yeah.
Okay, Timothy, you're progressing?
Yes.
Hope. Sad.
Yes, I am.
Stase. Maria, you're progressing. Angel, you're welcome. Hannah,
Thank you.
Hannah,
Yes.
you're progressing.
Yes.
For those who have just joined, I'm writing the question in the chat. You will see a longer message. You follow it up. Those are the questions we are answering right now. Check in the chat. The recent message is the one we are answering on our screen. So you can write it down and then you also do some answers. We are starting to present at 12:30. We have 6 minutes. We have members who have completed. You can still refer in the chat section for those questions. Maria, the questions are in the chat. Follow them and answer according to this, to these two photographs, photograph A and photograph B. The photograph we are meaning is this one and this one. That is A, B. Yeah, 3 minutes to start the discussion.
Where are the questions?
Come again.
Where are the questions? Cause
Questions, if you the questions, if you check in the chat, I've just pasted them. They are there. Do you know how to check the chat section?
okay, thank you.
Yes. That's why the questions are pasted, and we are referring to picture A and picture B. Maybe before you had joined, the questions were here. We had the questions before. And so these are the pictures we are referring to. 1 minute to get started. Okay, members, let's get started. Who is going first? Raise up your hand if you're going first. Raise up your hand if you're going first. Who is going first? Raise up your hand and we get started. Someone raised up the hand and let it down again. Raise up your hand again. I'm going to choose at random. I'm going to choose at random. Stewart. Okay, Hope, go first. I can see your hand is up. Okay, Joram, put on your video and you start the discussion. Joram is going first. Let's listen from him.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes, members
Hello?
can hear you. Members can hear you as well as me.
Yes, we can hear you, Joram.
I can hear you,
So,
Joram.
Sorry, again for the discussion. The question number 1. It was in your notebook, write down the natural and human features shown in each photograph. Now, if you can see, you see like the natural features are trees and the water bodies like lakes, as you can see in the picture. And the man-made things. Those are the only things I can see. And the second question was, explain how the human activities carried out in each picture are related to the natural environment. Fishing, I've picked up fishing. Hope you can hear me. There's fishing and there's farming. As I can see trees there. And in question 3, the last question, it was in what ways do you think human activities in each picture affect the natural environment? I have picked out overfishing, and the reason is overfishing can cause extinction of fish in the lake, and it causes when people overfish, the community won't get enough fish because much water found out.
Okay, thank you very much. Your network was a bit jumpy, but I've heard most of your submissions. That was a good take. Someone else to move us on? Raise up your hand and you discuss. Laura?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, can take us through what you came up with in all the questions. Thank you.
Photo A, lake, boat, fishing net, people. In photo B, buildings, trees, hills. Number 2, picture A, people are carrying out fishing on a lake. In picture B, people have constructed buildings on land, which is a natural resource of the natural environment. Number 3, I'm not sure about picture A number 3, but picture B, it leads to deforestation for land for settlement.
That is very good. We shall hear more from other people for that answer which you didn't get well on picture A, right? Thank you very much. All your answers were correct. Some other person to take us through his or her views, so what you came up as you were discussing. The floor is yours. Who is going next?
I can go next.
Who? This is, I'm picking the one whose hand is up. Is it Pristy?
No, actually, my name is Cam3, but I'll change it later.
Okay, okay, can go on.
So
Picture
like for picture A, the natural features I saw was the water body, the vegetation on
here. Water body.
then
Yes.
the vegetation on the background,
Okay.
and of course the human beings.
Okay.
Then for the human features in picture A, we have the boat and fishing net.
Come again?
For the human features in picture A, we have the boat, the boat and the fishing net.
Okay.
And I think that's a paddling stick.
Yes.
Then in picture B, the natural feature I saw was the trees.
The trees. What else?
And then for the human features I saw was the buildings.
Okay.
Then so when we move to number 2, it says how human activities relate to the natural environment. So I interpreted it like this: construction of roads, which is a human activity. has helped people link to natural, to forest reserves, which are like tourist attractions.
Where?
Number 2.
Yes, and of meaning. Have we seen the road?
Oh no.
I think we need to talk about the features that we are seeing for now.
All right.
Yes, give us another point.
For picture
E?
for picture B.
Mm.
Like, okay, I think one of those buildings is like an industrial building. So
Okay.
so the industrialization has led to manufacturing of feeds, animal feeds, which of course increases the population of the natural environment.
Okay.
Then for number 3, how it has affected the natural environment, human activities have affected the natural environment. Teacher, shall I continue? Yes. Excuse me, teacher.
Okay, those were good points. Let's have, I saw a hand up. That was by who? Who is ready to take us through? I'm waiting. Yes? Who is ready? Who is ready to take it on? I haven't heard from Hope.
Number 1.
Yes.
The natural features are lakes, and the human and the man-made features are boat, net, and number B. Human features are buildings, natural hills. Number 2, like human beings carry out fishing or
Yes. You are done? Okay. I've heard those points. They are really wonderful, and thank you for the depth and understanding of these two pictures. We are trying to understand the geography, how the environment affects us, and how man also affects the environment. Okay, as you are also writing, I also did some summary, or I had to note some things this side. And this is what I came up with. For example, in photo A, for me, I've also found out that the natural features, there was a lake, or call it a sea, or call it a water body. I also saw an island. Then there is vegetation, or call it a forest, isn't it? That was in photo A. Those of us who were observing, you can see that there is it is an island because it is entering into the water. That is the water body, call it a lake, call it a sea. Then for the natural, for human features, we have seen boats, we have seen nets, And this one, what the men are using to move the canoe and the rest, we call that one oars. I see a message in the chat. Oars, okay.
I'm sorry,
Then-
teacher. What do you call the? What did you say they use for moving the canoe?
Oars.
Could you write the spelling on the chat?
The spelling is there.
All right.
You've seen the
All right.
spelling?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I hope you are adding in your points. Is that okay? Then more to that, on picture B or photo B, the natural features, for me, I've seen hills, valleys, vegetation or trees. And then human features, of course, all of us, we could see buildings or call them houses. And we have also seen planted trees. You see, in most towns, people cut down trees to set up the buildings. And then at the end of it all, when they set the landscape to what they want, they now plant more trees. Is that okay? And is it true?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Then this is what I found out on photo B on question 2. Question 2, I found out that fishing is carried out due to the presence of extensive water body which contains fish. You see how you are supposed to report your point?
Yes.
Yes, fishing is carried out due to the presence of extensive water body which contains fish. Because note that in every lake, fishing must take place. Then in photo B, this is what I found out, that construction of houses is possible due to the presence of a gently sloping hill slopes, and also the planting of trees or amenity forest is carried out because the area receives heavy rainfall, which allows trees to grow. If we were very keen, which city is this? Did you realize that this is Kampala city?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're aware that Central Region receives plenty of rainfall.
Yes.
Yes. And so you see in geography, you have to make sure that your points are clear. If you're referring to a photograph, you know what causes this. So for example, this is how I expected your answers to photo B to be. Then to question 3, these were my findings. Natural vegetation cut down in order to get the fishing gear. So when we talk of the fishing gear, basically we are talking of the boats or the canoes and the other oars. Don't you think trying to get these fishing gears, they are cutting down the vegetation, especially those trees that we saw near the lake? Then, more to that, removal of fish in large amounts might lead to the exhaustion of fish or depletion of the lake. There is a person who mentioned that. That was who? Was it Joram? Okay, all those were clear
Something
views.
is wrong with my camera.
Sorry about that.
Do you
Then
think
we-
something is wrong with my microphone because I'm not hearing anything?
Members, can you hear me very well?
Yes, I can.
Okay. In photo B, we are looking at the human activities affecting the environment. Then in photo B, we are saying that construction of houses, stock settlement leads to clearing of natural vegetation. First of all, we have seen that that is the city, meaning that people have to clear the environment, have to clear the vegetation in order to set up their houses. And that is one way they are affecting the environment or the natural environment. Poor disposal of wastes from settlements might lead to pollution of the environment. You know what happens in the city? Garbage all the time. So garbage all the time affects the environment. Then next, settlement on hill slopes might accelerate soil erosion. Those who have come to Central and you have moved around Kampala, you have seen that some homes are constructed on hill slopes. And so this can accelerate soil erosion. And you basically know what happens in Kampala when it rains, a lot of floods and the rest. Then planting of trees, show community forest modifies local temperatures as the trees create cool conditions. So we have the point, effect is both positive and negative. So for example, now we are looking at planting of those trees within the city or within any area, it creates a cool condition, which is not bad. Now you find that also creation of these buildings and the rest, they also modify the beauty or the beauty scenery and the rest. Any questions so far? Any questions? If no question, let's now wrap it up. Let's make a conclusion of what we have been discussing.
Okay.
Yes. So to wrap it up, we are saying that all that you have written about in each picture in figure 1 above is the geography of the area where the picture was taken. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
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 So when we study geography, we are interested in understanding how the environment affects our lives and how we affect it. So when they ask you, what do you know about geography? You say that, for example, where we stay here, if I want to tell you geography, I must first study how the environment affects our lives and how we too affect this environment. That is what we mean by geography. Claire, have you known geography now? So
Yes.
you trying to describe these pictures, you are trying to know the geography that is behind these pictures. You are trying to know the geography around this picture, trying to know the geography around this area. Trying to know man-made features, physical features, and then trying to know the activities carried out, how those activities affect the environment, and how the environment affects man himself is geography of an area. So can I say that today we have got what geography is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me check in the chat. Hope is saying yes in the chat. Okay. So every lesson we have been talking about these services that Yaka we offer. We offer online learning. If you want to keep learning like the way we do, you have to pay 500,000 so that teachers keep meeting you. You make assignments, teachers mark them, grade you. This one, we do it for a full year at 500,000. You can as well subscribe to read content that is good, multimedia, interactive, and the rest. You can have free access for 2 days. You can read for a month at 20,000. You can read for 3 months at 50,000. You can read half a year. Those are 6 months at 70,000. Then for a full year, it is 100,000. If you want to download some subjects that you want, we give them to you. One subject is at 10,000. All subjects, for example, you want all subjects of senior one, that is 50,000. So I thank you very much for attending this lesson. You see, for me, I'm always laughing. You can see that man is very happy dancing for you.
Which I have not heard.
You have not heard?
Uh-huh.
No, I've said thank you very much for attending this lesson. We shall keep the discussion on our WhatsApp group regarding these services and how we shall move on. So for me, I'm dancing for you. You can see bottom left, bottom right. We are really grateful for this lesson. Otherwise, have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, teacher.
Yes, I will share the slides.
Thank you, sir.
I will share the slides in our group.
Thank you for the lesson.
Thank you.
Most welcome, all of you.
Hobbit.